Hi everybody, I'm Jen Kelly. Today we're going to be making a basic smoothie. I like to use smoothies as sort of an opener for adding in healthy food. We try to start with adding in real food, but really what we're looking to add in is the number one most missing food in the average American diet, which is the leafy green. And smoothies wind up being the perfect vehicle for getting in the vegetables that are so hard for average Americans to get in, while also then sort of being a gateway to adding in some superfoods, which later on down the road can become part of your diet and really start to upgrade what's coming in on a daily basis. So today I just want to start talking about a basic smoothie and then maybe where we can take it from there to sort of upgrade it to a little super smoothie. But your basic recipe could not be easier. 1.5 cups of water, about 1 cup to 2 cups of fruit, and then a couple of handfuls of leafy greens. And that's it. We don't need yogurt or orange juice or honey. This is your basic smoothie. If you feel like you need more in it, then we're going to add to it, but this is your basic smoothie. Because remember, smoothie is a vehicle for getting in greens. Most people don't have difficulty eating fruit because it tastes great and it's sweet and it's an easy snack to take in throughout the day. So we're just using it right here to sort of sweep in the greens, and then we'll have something that tastes good. But don't forget, the real main purpose of your smoothie is sneaking in the greens, okay? So what I have here is a cup of mixed berries, frozen mixed berries, and half of a frozen banana. Frozen banana is such a great addition to the smoothie because it really sweetens but also makes it a little creamier. So if you like that consistency, then feel free to add that in. Okay, we'll put those in. And I do like to use the frozen fruit because it is easy to find organic at reasonable prices, but also then I don't have to put in ice. So if you're using fresh fruit, which is wonderful, especially in the summertime, then you might need less water and probably add a little ice. So here go my greens. This is a mix of baby spinach, baby kale, and baby Swiss chard. And you're gonna start out with the amount of green that feels right for you. So if this looks crazy to you, then you're literally going to start out with 1 leaf. Literally start out with 1 leaf, drop it in, mix it in with the fruit, blend it, taste it. You're going to see it tastes great. The next day you can start 2 leaves, and then after that 3 leaves. And it may seem like not a big deal, but it's 1 more leaf than you have been getting, right? And before you know it, you'll be up to a handful or 2. Your taste buds start acclimating to the greens, the alkaline food coming in, and we'll start craving more, which is the good news. So this is it for a basic green smoothie, and I'm just going to mix this up and show you what it looks like. This is a Vitamix high-speed blender. You can do smoothies in any kind of blender. The high-speed blenders like Vitamix and Blendtec are nice because they give you a really smooth consistency. They really break down the greens so you don't have any bits and chunks, pieces. But for years I was using a regular Cuisinart blender to make my smoothies, and only because I burned out the motor on 3 different Cuisinarts, I finally said, well, it's time for the Vitamix, which I use every single day, not just for smoothies, but for tons of other things in the kitchen. So if you are going to be making smoothies on a regular basis, you might want to consider investing. And it is an investment, but it's a great investment. So here we go, power on, and then we're going to slowly go up to high. And there you have a great smoothie. This one would be just an excellent snack or way to start the day, getting in some greens, getting in some alkalizing foods. Absolutely delicious. You would never know there's green in there. I make these for kids, I make these for veggie haters, and every time people say, this is going to be weird, then, wow, that actually tastes good. It tastes like banana and strawberry and blueberry and everything else that was in there. Now, at this point, you might say, okay, that tasted good, but it's not enough for me for a meal. And you're right, it's really not. There's definitely protein in your fruits and vegetables, but not probably enough to keep you sustained from breakfast to lunch, which is ultimately more of the goal, is to have your smoothie be a meal. So we can boost it up a little bit by adding in one or more protein sources, and then we can start to have fun and add in some superfoods for different reasons. So what I have here is Sun Warrior brand vanilla protein powder. Okay, so we'll just do 1 huge tablespoon there. And I like the Sun Warrior brand because it's made from sprouted grains, either sprouted rice or sprouted pea. And the wonderful thing about that is, Mother Nature's so genius. When you're just a regular old grain, you can be fat and carbohydrates, but if you're going to be a sprout, Mother Nature knows, well, now you need protein. You need protein to grow. So that's what that sprouting process is all about. When you soak or plant a grain or seed, in that overnight or however many nights it takes to get your sprout, the fats and carbs are being converted to protein and more B vitamins and everything that a little sprout would need to grow to be a big plant. So we're consuming that high concentration of protein in this tiny little package. That's a power punch, and it's not found plentifully in plants the way it is in sprouts. So love the sprout protein. I try to go with that or Garden of Life. Those two are vegan, sprouted, grain, whole food proteins. And so those are the ones I recommend more. I like to stay with those rather than some of the denatured products that are coming from whey and animal, etc. So that's my recommendation for that. And then other protein sources, which you wouldn't think of. For example, goji berries are a complete protein, meaning they have all the essential amino acids. Not often found in nature, but in plants, And so goji berries are a wonderful addition to get a little more protein, but then you get all the other benefits. For example, highest food in beta carotene. Okay, so these are absolute phenomenal antioxidant, wonderful for your eyes, of course. The best thing to me about goji berries is that they help to remove some of the bad estrogens that form in our body that we take in from all the plastics. So we are taking in plastics all day long, from water bottles to Tupperware to everything else. So some foods like goji berries, beets, MSM, these are called methyl donors. They help to remove those bad estrogens. Amazing. Amazing. So a quarter cup is a handful. That's a serving of goji berries. In general, with all the superfoods, I just recommend, since they're new to you and they are such high concentrations of nutrition that the body might not be used to, start small. So you could start with just 2, 3, 4, 5 goji berries in there, work your way up to a handful. Same thing with the protein powder. Maybe start with teaspoon, 2 teaspoons, then go 3 teaspoons. So you're working your way up. You don't want to shock your body into this major nutrition. You want to let it grow and assimilate, acclimate. Next thing I have is the bee pollen. Bee pollen's another wonderful protein. Love the bee pollen for so many reasons. It's such an amazing food, loaded with enzymes, loaded with B vitamins, tons of phytonutrients. But this protein seems to be so available to your body because it's the thing that usually tips the scale for the smoothie as far as being satisfying. So when somebody tells me, my smoothie's not really filling me, it's not really getting me from breakfast to lunch, if I'm hungry afterwards, I need something to eat afterwards, usually a teaspoon of bee pollen, that's the thing that really makes it satisfying, really makes it nourishing. Your cells are really getting what it needs to keep it nourished and to prevent you from looking for something else to eat. So you want to work your way up, but a teaspoon would be a serving of bee pollen. And then another great superfood that you can add in on a regular basis would be chia seeds. And a serving of that is a tablespoon, so that looks like about this much. And chia seeds are great for fiber, outrageous for fiber, outrageous for omega-3s, so they help with the inflammation response in your body. and they're great for hydration. So they can hold about 10 times their weight in water, which means that they're going to absorb the water in your body, and especially from your colon. So if you're adding them in, then make sure you're drinking plenty of water so that they don't absorb everything that's in you and then cause some sluggishness in that area. Last thing I like to add in is your super greens, okay? Like I said, the smoothie is a vehicle. This is a vehicle for maximum nutrition. So especially if I'm using this for my morning meal, how much can I get in here that is real food, that is living, raw food with all the enzymes intact, going to help me digest immediately, and superfoods, foods that are superior in their nutrition content and that are going to really nourish and feed my cells from the inside out. So this is that kind of food, and this is something that I add into every smoothie that I make. This is specifically this green powder here, which is, to me, probably the best one out there that I know of. It's Vitamineral Green. And you'll see that a lot of these super green powders come in the form of either a grass that's been dried out, an algae that's been dried out, or a food, a green food like spinach or broccoli that's been dehydrated and now in powder form. And that's all wonderful. Well, this one has all of that and more. So it's tons of superfoods plus your grasses like barley grass and oatgrass and wheatgrass, alfalfa grass. Grasses are huge superfoods in that they pull in so much nutrition into their tiny little blade because they are so vast. So grasses are a wonderful superfood. The algae like spirulina and chlorella, these are two things truthfully, I think that we could all use on a daily basis because they're so cleansing and detoxifying, especially chelating of heavy metals, which we are picking up all over the place, from deodorant to cans to everywhere. So love the spirulina and chlorella, plus they are very highly absorbable plant-based proteins, so they're a great addition to the protein content here. And then there's also the foods in here, the leafy greens that we're obviously getting fresh, and then we have sort of a more concentrated version here. Now, you'll notice how green this is, right? And of course, the reason why we're making this smoothie in the first place is to get our greens. So the purpose really of the smoothie is to make it a green smoothie. What's so great about green? Well, truthfully, green is everything. Green is sort of the reason, the purpose for making the move into healthy eating. The sun gives the greens its green color, right, through photosynthesis. And because greens have this dense chlorophyll content, we can consume the energy of the sun that way. That's miraculous, right? How else could we consume the energy of the sun? I love looking at it that way, and it's no surprise to me then that I feel so uplifted and radiant when I do drink a green smoothie. I'm feeling like what the sun would feel like, I imagine. But what chlorophyll physically does in the body is even more amazing. And so one of the many things that chlorophyll does is helps to bring oxygen to the cells. This is important because healthy oxygenated cells are very unfriendly to disease, unfriendly to bacteria, bad bacteria, unfriendly to cancer cells, unfriendly to any germ that's looking to make a home in an unoxygenated, acidic environment. So if we can create an environment in our bodies from the cellular level out that is unfriendly to disease, we can keep ourselves healthy for a long time. And that's my goal, and my goal for all my clients and all of you guys out there. And chlorophyll really is the number one way to do that. So chlorophyll in here, chlorophyll in here. Chlorophyll is the purpose of my smoothie. So when you see the color in the beginning, you might say, that doesn't look as appetizing as, maybe my blueberry smoothie or my strawberry smoothie, strawberry banana smoothie. But remember, the purpose of this is to get in our green. So green is good. screen. Okay, folks, now remember we still have our fruit in here, our goji berries, our bee pollen's also sweet, so, and then our vanilla protein powder, which is made from actual vanilla beans, not even an extract or a flavoring. That's another reason why I love that company. So the only thing that really has a powerful taste is this, which you're going to start out very small, get your taste buds used to it, and have a wonderful morning smoothie that's really going to change your life as soon as you start adding it in. Try it, you'll see. Okay, I'll see you next time, folks. Happy smoothie making. Love having you in the healthy kitchen with me. We're learning not just how to cook, but why. See you next time.